Where'd it go? What happened?
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting our 2D studio work observational drawing unit. What this PowerPoint is going to talk to you about is pretty much an overview of what the unit is, what we're going to be doing, what we're going to be covering, and an explanation as to what observational drawing is. At the end of the unit, at the end of this PowerPoint, you are actually going to create goals, learning or skill goals that you're going to want to complete by the end of this unit. So our learning objective for today is to create learning or skill goals for the unit that students will try to meet. You're going to watch video on the description of the unit. Congratulations, you're doing that right now. And then you're going to create 3 learning or skill goals for this unit. The first thing we're going to cover is observational drawing and what is it and what it's doing and all the parts of it. So one part of observational drawing is the fact that it's the foundation for many types of art, from basic drawing, animation, preparation for sculpture, all the way to fashion design, computer graphics, clothing, sneakers, architecture. All of it uses observational drawing as its foundation. And like many other skills that you learn, because drawing is a skill, not a talent, it requires practice, and more practice, just like basketball or playing video games or anything else that you do. The more practice that you have, the better that you do. Now, observational drawing has 3 key elements. You've got line, detail, and proportion. Line is an element of art. It is the basic part of any piece of art out there. It is pretty much a continuous mark made on a surface by a moving point. It's a dot that went for a walk, so to speak. And it is the skeleton of any drawing. Before you add color, paint, shading, line is really what builds up your artwork. And because of that, you need to have good lines, meaning you don't want to have sketchy, broken lines. Fluid lines make the drawings better, which makes a good drawing. And line defines shapes. You put 4 lines together that are of equal length, and whoa, you got a square. Square is a shape. So line is pretty much the basis, the building block of any good drawing. Details. Now, just like we talk about with the homework, all objects have details, and you have to actually draw these details in order for your artwork to look like it should. The smaller the detail, whether it's you draw it small or you draw it big, the better the drawing is. The littlest detail, from a button on a shirt to a stitch on a sneaker, those textures, those little indents or lines, those little itty-bitty things that you notice but you don't think are important, really are important and really do make the drawing better. Now, details require observation and effort. It means you have to actually look at what you're drawing. You have to observe it. You have to sometimes even touch it if you can. And it requires effort. It requires the time to put in. Okay? Is the size of an object in relation to another, meaning you draw the object in relation to another object. Simple as you have an apple and a pineapple. One is bigger than the other. The pineapple is always going to be bigger than your apple. So when you draw both of them side by side, you have to make sure that your pineapple is taller and fatter and bigger than your apple. Because if you draw the apple really big and the pineapple really small, or even if you draw them the same size, it's not going to look realistic. So you have to observe the size of several objects together. So when we're drawing objects, multiple objects, you have to make sure that you are drawing them in the correct size. And like I said, it helps make the drawing look more realistic. Probably thinking to yourself, what is observational drawing and why do I have to do it? So let's break it down. Observational drawing is defined as drawing from life, meaning you're actually looking at the object. You have to physically look at the object in order to draw it, and it's not one of those look once, draw type of deals. It's the look, draw, look, draw, look, draw. And it's not drawing from memory. You don't get to look at something once and then draw it and call it observational drawing. That's a memory drawing. We're not doing memory drawings. We're not drawing from our imagination. We're not drawing from what we think we know or we think we saw. You're drawing from what you actually see. So you have to look at the object, draw part of it. Look at the object, draw another part of it. Break it down into simple, easy sections and look at them and draw them, and it makes life so much easier. Again, you need to look at the drawing, at what you're drawing. You get to look at your paper, you get to lift your pencil, you get to erase if you make a mistake. You really, again, observe the object. Notice all those details, the textures, the lines and the shapes. Draw the object. Go back, look again, draw the object. Do we get what I'm saying here? How constantly have to look at the object. Now, for this unit is 3 types of drawings. You're going to do what's called an upside down drawing. You're going to do several continuous line drawings, and you're going to do several contour line drawings in this unit of everyday objects, from your sneaker to your hands to objects that I just put on the table or that you choose depending on how it works out. Now, there are other videos that I would like you to watch on this subject, how to draw in a nutshell, as well as stages of artistic development. They are all on the YouTube channel, in the YouTube playlist where you found this video, and it will help you understand a little bit more about how your brain works and how your eyes see things and why you draw what you draw when you draw it. Okay, so what you're going to do now, after watching those videos, you're going to set your goal. And what that means is you are going to create 3 learning or skill goals that you would like to reach by the end of this unit. You are going to choose something, whether it is simple as I want to learn to draw larger, I want to learn to draw more realistic, I want to learn how to add all those little details and textures. Whatever it is, come up with 3 learning or skill goals. Something as simple as, I just want to understand why I can't draw as good as my friend. Sometimes that little bit of understanding goes a long way, and that is a great goal to have. You have to make sure that you can make these goals realistic, because by mid-April you want to be able to say, hey, I reached these goals, I know what I'm doing, and that I actually learned something, and look, I can even prove it to you. I have the actual skills to show you. Then you're going to list 5 ways that you plan on meeting these goals. What do you plan on doing in class that's going to help you meet these goals? It could be something as simple as, I'm going to sit away from my friends so that I can concentrate on my work. I'm going to make sure that I complete all of my work. Sometimes these little things really do go a long way. Now you're going to fill out all of this information on your student learning guide. Once you have completed that, you are going to show it to Miss Paul, both your 3 goals and your 5 ways you plan on meeting these goals, along with your pretest, so that I understand that you have set out these goals, that this is what you want to do, and this is how you want to get better. Sometimes it even helps to look at your pretest to figure out what you think you need to improve upon in order to help you make your goals. If you have any questions, please, please, please come and see Ms. Paul up at her desk and she will help you.